Good morning. Well, I've been looking at this crumbling brick shed for years, hoping one day that I'll be able to restore it. Unfortunately, it's been just outside the fence line, so I haven't actually been able to touch it. This year, however, I've managed to purchase a piece of land it's on, so I can now restore it. It does, however, look a little bit different, because in the last few years, the weight of the laurel on the roof, it has finally given up and collapsed. Now, that's not too much of a problem, because it did need entirely demolishing and starting again. So that's the plan for today, is to go through the mess that's been left, sort out all the bricks so they can be reused, stack it all nice and neatly, and just clear everything that isn't wanted. So I'm going to start by cutting these laurel branches that are overhead, and then see what I can do from there. Right, well that's some access cleared. Now I do need to cut the laurel further because it's in the way of rebuilding the shed, but it seems silly at the moment to be struggling over all this rubble to carry on cutting that. So in the future I'll do a video dedicated to this laurel where I'll cut it back and I'll turn that back into a hedge. But for now I'm going to carry on with the hole here. So my plan is to take all the rubble out of the hole here, get it back down to the concrete base, put a pallet down and then restack all the usable bricks on the pallet so they're nice and ready for when I get round to rebuilding this. So for now, let's carry on emptying out the hole. Well, it's going well, but I can feel myself slowing down, so I thought I'd take a quick break and I'll quickly show you what I've been up to so far. So I've actually found the original doorway. You can see there's a return here to make like a pillar, so that's where the doorway would have been on this side here. So this is the original concrete floor. While I say original, there's actually half a buried brick down there, so they might have built the building first and then laid a concrete floor, or they might have laid another concrete floor over the original concrete floor. But that is the original corner there, so that is as far as I need to dig out there. Now this floor level is a lot lower than I thought. It's actually almost 3 bricks lower than I thought, because I thought it was level without there. So that means there's a lot more digging here than I realised. Now I've got the stack of bricks there. They are a little bit precarious, and because I am going to have to dig deeper into there, I might push that lot over, because I don't really want that lot falling on me. But I've also got this stack of bricks here. Now half of that stack was already here. Now that was actually me sort of 6 years ago when some of the building fell over. It went into my garden, so I just stacked it neatly inside for them. But yeah, rest of the building went this way, fortunately. Now I have managed to spot the original window frames here. I don't know what state they're going to be in, but getting the roofing out is difficult because the roof's a little bit of a lasagna. I think it's your typical farm fix. So once the roof started leaking, they just stuck another layer over the top of it, and then where it's fallen, you've ended up with bricks on top of it as well. So you've got to take the bricks off before you can get the roof sheets that are then covered in mud. So yeah, a lot of heavy work. So all the soil I've been digging out, I've currently been piling up over there because I want to make this a nice smooth slope here. So I'm thinking I'll have some lunch. I might pull out all these laurels that are growing up here to give me a bit better access into this section, and then I can carry on and tackle that section. So right, let's have some lunch and I'll see you in a bit. Right, well I'm back from lunch. Camera battery's all fully charged. I did spend some time. I took 300 laurel seedlings out from here. There's still a lot more to go, but that was enough to make it accessible. So I've spread the pile out from over there. I can just carry on adding and level that ground off now. But yeah, so I've edited the video so far, so it doesn't look too bad, but I think I can do a better camera angle. So I'll set you up over there and hopefully you'll be able to see a bit better of what I'm doing. So let's see how much more of this I can get cleared. Well, that was a lot of digging and a lot of bricks, but I finally managed to find the floor of the shed. So I still need to go further because I need to take the rest of this wall down here. But before I do that, I want to dig out on the other side and find out what's going on there. But yeah, so for the bricks, I still need to tidy those up. So as you can see here, this is what's holding them together. It's a lime-based mortar, and where the weather's got into it, it has just crumbled away to nothing. So that has been quite good because they've cleaned up really well already. But as you can see, there's a bit of residue on some of them, so I need to go through and scrape those all properly, and then I'll stack those all up. I won't record that because that would be quite boring to see. But yeah, I'll bring the pallet up, clean those, stack them all on the concrete slab here. I say one pallet, I think I might have to find a few more because there is a lot of bricks here to go. But I thought I'd quickly go through some of the things I found. Now, I did find a couple of rocks. I reckon they were up on the roof. Typical farmer fix. If the sheet metal starts getting a bit noisy or lifting, rather than putting extra nails in it, you just put a rock on top to weigh it down. But yeah, also found these bits here. So while I was digging, didn't find any skeletons, but I did find a bone. So there's just this one bone here, so it's quite a small one. No idea what that would have come from. I also found a hinge here. It's quite a chunky hinge, so I'm guessing it's off the door. Now, the hinge itself looks quite modern to me, so I don't think that would have been original from when the building was built, but I might be wrong. You've also got this spike here, so I have no idea what that would have been used for, but it's got a pointy end there and the end's rounded over, so it's clearly hammered in somewhere. Also found this thing here, which is an off-cutter guttering. Didn't find any more, this was the only bit I found. But yeah, quite interesting finding the steel guttering, so that's nice to have. Now, I also found this here, which is an off-cut of lead pipe, I reckon. It certainly feels quite heavy. Now, I did have a look round. I couldn't find anywhere that a pipe would have entered, so I don't know if there was water up here. But yeah, part of me goes, it'd be great if I found there was water up here, but at the same time, if it has lead pipes, not so sure. But yeah, that might have just been a random off-cut of lead. And I also found this thing here, so I think this was a boot scraper. So you would have hammered that down into the ground, and then on the right hand side there you can see it snapped off. There would have been a longer handle that went up to hold on to. It might be something else. If you know what else it could be, do leave a comment, but I'm pretty sure that's a boot scraper. But yeah, what else did we find? Well, we found the original windows. Now, I was absolutely amazed at these. I was expecting them to be completely rotten, but they're in fantastic condition considering. So there is a bit of rot on the frame there. I'm not sure if I'll be able to reuse the frame, but the windows themselves, I reckon I can restore those. So I will have a go at restoring those. It'd be nice if I can put those back into the original building. I mean, if not, they're an interesting feature. Maybe just replace the glass with some mirrors or something and put them inside the shed. But yeah, so the other things I found just sort of leave more questions than give answers. So this corner, yeah. Now, there was clearly a brick pillar here, and there was clearly a brick pillar here. I did wonder at first if the soil level was high, and that was built to sort of strengthen the wall. But they're clearly built after the wall. They're not tied in any way. Even this half brick here is not actually attached there. That's just pushed up against the wall. So, yeah, I am wondering. You can see there's render all the way up to there, and again, render all the way up to there. So, I did wonder if there's some sort of shelf went across here. And then on this stack, I found this brick here with a red slab on top. So I do wonder if there was some sort of shelf. So I then sort of wondered if it was some sort of fireplace, maybe. That would explain the hole in the wall, because then you'd have a flue that goes out. I mean, typically in the UK, they tend to build chimneys rather than using flues, but it's not impossible. So if I dig down on the other side, I might find something that can tell me otherwise. But yeah, that's my best guess at the moment. But yeah, the other feature I found, which is just raising more questions than giving answers, is the hole in the floor. So it's not drainage. Drainage was my first thought, but we've got this channel that goes across here, and there's a pipe that sticks out the wall there. So it's not drainage. So the building itself is too small to have a central beam. So that is what I'm thinking, is it was a piece of wood. I have dug down. Whoops. I've dug down about that far. I've hit a piece of slate. So there's the concrete and brick rubble that's under the concrete, and then just soil, and then there's a layer of slate for some reason. So I can't believe that there was a slate floor. Part of me goes, maybe they put a wooden post in here, but a piece of slate at the bottom to stop water rising up. But then why would you surround it with dirt? And then why would you need that chunky of post in the middle of the room? I just can't work it out. But yeah, so I might investigate that one further in the future, but for now I'm going to do some tidying up. Still got all the plants up there to clear. I've got all the bricks to sort out, so that's what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of days. So I'll leave you here. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave it a like. Make sure you've subscribed, because next thing I think I'll be digging out the old metal shed. And I shall see you later.